Welcome to Ark 101. Today we are going over recipes that you can cook in the cooking pot or industrial cooker. These are recipes that you can find on dead animals you killed, like scorpions, raptors, and stuff. But I am showing you here the exact recipes. Now this is one that's not talked about much. It is the broth of enlightenment. Now it takes 5 woolly rhino horns. You kill woolly rhinos and you get their horns. So then the carrots. So the vegetables here all are from your greenhouse. Black pearls, you can either find them by diving or you can get them from trilobites. It's a rare drop from a trilobite. Or then there's the sea scorpions. If you kill those, you get the black pearls. Then, of course, major berries again from a garden and water. And what it does, if you look down here on your bottom left-hand corner, is plus 50% experience gain for 20 minutes. So that's pretty nice. Next we have the jerkies. Both the jerkies are basically the same recipe. So you put cooked prime meat, a piece of oil, so a piece of each, and then 3 spark powder. And then in 36 minutes you'll have a piece of prime meat jerky. Now the 3 spark powder is in addition to the spark powder that it takes to run the preserving. And then the cooked meat jerky, same concept, a piece of meat, a piece of oil, 3 pieces of spark powder. Now let's go back to the prime meat jerky here, and it gives you plus 25 health for the prime, which is great, and plus 35 food. So, nice. And then of course the cooked meat jerky, which is what I normally have on me, is plus 8 health and plus 20 food. Soap. Soap is used to remove dye from items and structures. So you'll need plus 3 polymer or a substitute for polymer, like organic polymer or corrupted nodules, and 2 pieces of oil in a cooking pot, and then it'll make some soap. Remove paint. So basically soap is paint thinner. Mushroom brew, and that's in a cooking pot. A mushroom brew protects a creature from radiation for 2 minutes. And just remember that this is for a creature, not your player character. So it takes 5 agravaic mushrooms, 5 aquatic mushrooms, 5 acerbic mushrooms, 5 auric mushrooms. So these mushrooms come from the red mushrooms that you see on aberration or in aberration type zones, and Fjordur has some in the swamp area island in Midgard. Congealed gas balls you get from you make a gas collector and put it on a gas vein. Then of course water. That's that one. Beer jar. So a beer jar contains beer liquid, and you need a water jar, not just any water container for this one. And it's crafted in the beer barrel, which is an engram. I believe it's an early on engram, so you can probably make it. So it increases your damage resistance or your insulation, but it reduces water and it reduces water consumption. However, it rapidly reduces stamina. So that's a big negative right there. It also applies hangover for 1 minute after consumption, keeping stamina at 0. So 1 minute after consuming this, your stamina will be at 0, and it prevents the effects of stew. So if you're trying to use a stew to get out of the hangover, it's not going to work. But it does have some nice things. Some people do it as a clutch thing, survive an attack and stuff like that. So there's the beer jar, and I'm going to tell you how to make the beer liquid right here. In the beer barrel, you put 40 thatch, 50 berries, and water, and it's used to make a beer jar. Then the lesser antidote. Now this cures swamp fever, and it provides immunity from swamp fever for 3 minutes. So then you just get the rare flower and rare mushroom. So the flower, you have to find rare flowers, mushrooms. Sometimes you get them from those aberration mushrooms, sometimes you don't. I think if you have a stego, you have a better chance of getting the rare mushroom. Then you need 3 of one of these. The easiest will probably be to get the leech blood, or you can use 3 death worm horns. However, if I had 3 death worm horns, I wouldn't use it for the recipe. I'd use it to tame a mantis. Or you can use rhino horns or ammonite bile, and then a single narcotic, and that makes yourself a lesser antidote. Bug repellent, very useful, especially when you go caving. What it does is reduces the aggressiveness of insects and related creatures. It does not make yourself immune to their aggro. It does in a lot of cases, but on certain creatures, if you approach them too much, they will aggro on you. So you need 6 pelt, and that's either pelt, hair, wool, or the like. And then a narcotic, citronal, and rock carrots. Cactus Broth. Let's cover what it does first. It reduces your water consumption and makes user less noticeable to wild creatures, which is kind of nice. So you need cactus sap. Cactus sap from cactuses in a desert biome, and then berries and a water skin. So pretty simple right there. Sweet vegetable cake, one of the very useful items to be able to have. Giant bee honey from a beehive, from a honey cave on Crystal Isles, from a honey block or whatever they're being called on Fjordur. Those are the places to get honey. Sap from a redwood tree, or from knocking down a evergreen tree. And when I say redwood tree, I mean putting a tap on a redwood tree and letting it produce sap for you. Then rock carrots, long grass, savaroot, all from a garden. Stimulant you make in the mortar and pestle. Then you have fiber, the water skin, and that is about it. Its original use was 500 health to tamed herbivores, which is great. However, you also can use this to tame a bunch of different animals. Lazarus Chowder. Lazarus Chowder is great for swimming. It reduces your oxygen consumption underwater by 85%, and then it also increases your stamina by 1.2%, which allows your constant swimming. So it's great. You need 9 cooked meat, 2 narcotics, and then items out of a greenhouse right here, and a water skin. Medical brew, a nice thing to have. It gives you plus 40 health. You need 20 red berries, 20 tintleberries right there, and a couple narcotics. Pretty easy to make. Fria Curry. Down here, it gives you a plus 50 to the cold, so plus 50 to hypothermic insulation, and minus 25% food consumption. So basically you need a greenhouse, some narcotics, and water. That's in the cooking pot. Focal chili. Now what that does is increases your movement speed by 25% and your crafting speed. Remember that it's crafting speed and not quality from blueprints. You need 9 cooked meat, greenhouse items like all 4 of the berries here. All 4 of the good berries, not the whites or the blacks. Then citronal and water skin. energy brew, which gives you plus 40 stamina. And you just need blueberries and stimulant and water skin. Enduro Stew. What that does is it increases your melee damage and gives you a health regeneration of 1.2 per second for 15 minutes. And increased stamina. So you just need stimulant, which you make from an engram, cooked meat, then items that you can get from a greenhouse, potatoes, carrots, and purple berries. Then of course the water skin. Calien Soup gives plus 50 to hyperthermic insulation, so it keeps you cool in hot environments. Reduces your water consumption, so you're not drinking as much water as well. So basically you need some greenhouse items here, citronella and some berries. You need to be able to make some stimulant and a water skin. Battle Tartare. Now this increases your melee damage, increases your damage resistance, increases your movement speed, and it also increases your stamina regen. The negative part about this is that it's minus 90 health, but not right away, at 0.45 per second. And the duration is 3 minutes and 19 seconds. You'll need some raw prime, some rare flowers, greenhouse items, and water skin. Shadow Steak Saute. What it does is it gives you hypothermic insulation and hyperthermic insulation for 3 minutes. So it's plus 50% on each of those insulations, so it's protection against the hot and the cold for 3 minutes, and less weapon recoil, so that's really nice. So you need cooked prime, some greenhouse items here. You'll need rare mushrooms, narcotic, and water skin. Mindwipe Tonic. So what the Mindwipe Tonic does is it resets your level to 0, but you get basically allows for the reallocation of all your points that you've earned, all your stat points. So if you're level 70, it'll reset you to level 1 and give you 70 levels up, or like 69, and you can reallocate all your stats in case you wanted to build your character differently. And it also resets your engrams. It takes narcotic, stimulant, quite a bit of it, cooked prime meat, almost a stack of it, 20 rare flowers, 20 rare mushrooms, 200 major berries, and a water skin. That's how you make those recipes. And honestly, go get it. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Commenting is the best way to send any Ark video suggestions to me.